Oh, it's fucking a mini hurricane, my nigga. What the hell are you talking about?
That did not sound like a mini hurricane. That was.
I mean, it was strong. Category 2.
That was
I got
soft.
strong lungs.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Yo, that's crazy. The fuck?
That's mine somewhere else.
Yeah, bro. It always is. Anyway, welcome back to another episode. I can't believe we made it to episode 5. I shouldn't have said that.
Baby steps.
I know, baby steps. It's hard to cause I started introducing the episodes when I started doing this way back, right?
Yeah.
So when I heard I shouldn't be introducing them as episodes, I'm like, shit. All right, what words could I replace episode with? Or I just talk around it.
You could just say welcome back to the podcast.
Yeah, but it sounds a little dry. You know what I mean?
I don't know why are you trying to avoid the episodes, saying episode 5?
Because think about it. A lot of the times these episodes they might not go in the order that they're actually in, right?
Exactly why I said what I said.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little dry, but
yeah, that's the thing. But just gotta dress it up a little bit. You know? It's just, I don't know. It's something to think about. There's a lot of things to think about when it comes to this. Even set design and everything. Because eventually I can't do these all the time. I might have to get I don't know, maybe caban strips.
Yeah.
And probably sew well, not me, but sew on Velcro.
Yeah. Well, so I told you, get if you can get some sort of railing, at least you can kind of quickly zoom in and out.
Yeah.
Right. Or something double sided you can just easily attach, like a shower curtain.
Yeah.
Easily just snap it on, and when you're done, snap it back off. So it seems like nothing is gonna happen.
Maybe the only thing is that it's straight drywall, and I don't know how strong that is.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's really gonna hold. So
yeah, we'll figure it out. So
or just straight green screen or black screen or something.
So what topics are we covering today?
Topics? Shit, man. I didn't even say where we at. I mean, we're back.
You're already going off rails before we even started.
I mean, yeah.
This guy's look at the drywall.
I mean, what? A man can't talk about the drywall around here? Shit. There's a lot of work that needs to be done in here to make it look like a nice little set.
We'll make it happen.
I mean, eventually. But welcome back to the Match My Energy podcast. You know, I'm back again. I'm Randy. I'm here with
Ryan.
And Sean.
Yeah, so it's gonna be another episode that we got. See what I'm saying about this episode shit? So we're back in another pod. You know, I really got to figure out my words, bro. I need to expand my vocabulary.
All good.
5 recordings and you'll figure it out.
One.
Yeah, right. 5, yeah, but it should end at 6, hopefully.
No, it won't end at 6.
I know it won't. I can't dream. Shit. So we're gonna be trying something new. So we're gonna stay on topic, because I know a lot of times that we did not stay on topic. We went off on a lot of tangents. Each episode does have an outline, except for the first one, because the first one I intentionally wanted it to be a freestyle. But every episode did have an outline, but we did not stick to the outline. But it still flowed like it was a natural episode. You know what I mean?
It was a good conversation.
Exactly. So I didn't mind it, and I'm mainly here for conversations, right? So yeah. So let's try this out and see. You know.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So let's because I know last time we talked about therapy at the top of the episode. The top of the pod.
Yeah.
You weren't here for it, so I did want to get your thoughts on it.
Okay.
Before we actually get into it.
Okay.
So we're going to start with the therapy convo. Then we're going to go into raising a child in today's society. I feel like that would be a great topic.
I agree.
Because there's a lot there as well.
Yeah, especially for people who, I can't speak for him, but at least we don't have kids. I don't know if you do.
I don't.
You don't? Okay. This is my second time meeting him. I don't know if he's
yeah, he got like 4
I was going to that's a little racist. That's not what I meant, but why you turning red? I'm playing. And then I wanted to talk about professions.
Okay.
All right.
Originally the topic was professions that needed more black people, but I feel like professions that lack people in general.
That's a good topic, though. I'm thinking about that.
Yes, right? Yeah, you can contribute. Why not? Let's go with that.
Everyone can contribute.
Yeah, you're not wrong. And then finally the last topic would be looking at what's more important in today's society, because clearly sex sells, right?
Absolutely.
That's the thing that's really making money for the whole world.
Right.
If you think about it,
mainly women, though, if you really think about it. Though.
Yes, but a lot of men do contribute.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So That's another one as well. So those are the topics that I mainly want to stay on, and then see how it goes from there.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So let's. What are your thoughts on therapy?
Is it therapy just like primarily on males or just both?
Both.
Yeah. Okay, so you got to run me back because you said this was a topic from the previous episode podcast. So you got to run me back. What happened? What did you guys talk about? Or before we do that, did you want my general opinion?
It was general, but it was more based off of the pandemic.
Oh, okay.
Yes, because like a lot of people were like they thought they were trapped inside their houses with the information that they got.
So basically, saying is that would therapy be something that would be a good idea for people coming out of the pandemic? Like, should the government basically have like funding for therapy for people that came out of the pandemic?
Specifically for the pandemic?
Yeah. Well, like that was one of the topics. Like one of the reasons why someone would have therapy.
I don't have a strong opinion on therapy, but my take on it is like if it's just essentially just people need someone to talk to, whether that's on a professional level or like on a basic human level.
Right.
I think like what we're doing could technically be a form of therapy, right? You bring in, you could be you two, you bring in a guest, they can talk about whatever problems they have in their head, whether it's personal or business, whatever it is, and just talk about it. That's essentially what to me therapy is. It's just like being able to speak your mind without any sort of judgment and being able to kind of have a response to whatever you say, whether it may agree with you or disagree with you. It's something versus you being alone with your thoughts, which I get can be dangerous.
Especially in today's society.
Especially in today's society, for sure. But I don't really know if the government should pay for it because it's not like they were the cause of it, right? Because in that case, then you would be paying for a lot of people's therapy outside of just the pandemic.
I see. I get what you're saying because like that's still a form of making money.
What, therapy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's people's careers.
Exactly. So my thing about that is because like last time I was saying like I didn't really like the idea of paying. Well, not necessarily the idea of paying is like going to all these sessions and paying, and it's like. When you think about therapy, like therapy should be like you get to the root of the problem and then like you let go for a little bit. You know what I mean? But nowadays it's like you keep booking sessions and it's like endless. Yeah. And then you gotta keep paying it, right?
Yeah.
That's my thought on it. Of course you can do it like you can spread it out however you want. Like you can do it weekly, bi-weekly, monthly or whatever, right? But I don't think you need to go that much. Because you still need to go out into the world and like figure things out.
But it depends on the person.
That depends on the person, though, right?
You're not wrong.
And obviously, most therapists are probably like, "Yeah, I'm gonna try to stretch yourself as long as we can."
That's what I'm saying.
So there should be like an end point.
Exactly.
Somewhere.
But it's hard to determine. Like now, you're determining someone's ethics versus someone's bank account. Right? There's people who genuinely want to help other people.
No, that's completely fair. But at the same time, like from what I'm seeing, for people that actually do go to therapy, I don't think it's working all that well.
Okay, here's an extreme to counterpoint that. Like, you could say the same thing about medicine.
Yeah.
Right? Like, why don't you just heal people right from the start instead of, again, booking them in for a session, or here's the medication, take it weekly. Why don't you just go in for the surgery or whatever it is that one time, suffer the consequences the week, instead of going in over the course of the year? Because it sells. Right? So, again, it really depends on who you're talking to and how you're trying to...
Because there's a whole lot of like disorders like depression, anxiety, and like all kinds of anxiety and shit. So I get it, I understand, but it's like
I think there's also other forms of self therapy you could do other than going to a therapist. Like working out, keeping fit is definitely something you could do to like give yourself confidence and build like.
I agree.
Get your blood flowing through
but
your
a
brain
lot of
properly,
people just don't
get
want
the
to.
oxygen to your heart.
But like it's not for everybody, right?
It's
like
not for everyone.
No one said
You're
you had to
wrong.
go to the gym. All you could do is like
that's just one thing. Right?
No, I was telling like a buddy of mine, like you don't have to go to the gym and lift all these heavy weights. You could do simply is wake up early in the morning or wherever, go for a walk.
Yeah.
Right. Go to your favorite coffee shop, ice cream shop, whatever.
Just walk by the lake.
Yeah.
Right. Walk your dog.
Because like think about it. On a day-to-day basis, on average, what does everyone do? They wake up and they sit down. Right. They're laying in bed for 8 hours. Right, and then they wake up and they're on their phone. They're just consuming stuff on the internet, but they're not actually be able to enjoy the world. They're enjoying the world through a screen.
Yeah.
Right, like touching on I think we talked about this last time I was here about the concerts when everyone just had their phone out.
Yeah.
They were just recording them. Like you're not really enjoying the concert.
Living the moment.
You're just there for other people, or maybe for yourself, but still, you're not really enjoying it.
That's a fact.
Right.
So what do you think are things that for you that would help you, like mentally? Like what things do you do that would helps you mentally?
Oh, that's tough because, so okay, from a personal point of view, I never thought of myself as someone who needed who had like mental health issues. I personally don't think so, but obviously
not even like mental
time.
health issues, just like things that help you deal with stress. Like what calms you down? Like what's your safe haven? I guess like what makes you like I guess happy.
In all fairness, I guess cars. Like I remember when I first got my car, and even till this day, like every time I felt stressed or just overwhelmed or whatever, I just hopped into a car and just drove whether I drove to just the Tim Hortons across the street, or I got lost in Toronto or God knows where until I ran out of gas or whatever close to it. That was my therapy. So, and I get it. Like some people don't like driving, so they'll find something else. Exactly. I know other people love video games because it's an escape from reality into multiple worlds.
Right. I mean, that could be dangerous though.
I know, but like you and I can attest to that. Like how many times like we come home from like shitty day at work, shitty day at school, we'll hop on our favorite video game because we love the characters, we love the world that's there, the economy, the people, the story, right?
Well, me, what I play. Like I come from a long history of playing Destiny. It's damn near like I see it as like the last game. Like not to like go off on a huge tangent, but like. When I go on that game, it's not necessarily like the story's good, but like it's a one-time thing, right? I'm mostly there for like the people that I've met. You know what I mean?
I agree. Yeah, I've met great people online. I don't know
great people.
Yeah, don't know them in person. Never met them in person.
Exactly.
But that's one of the reasons why we're locked down. That affected people. Just human contact. It's human like talking to other people. Like not doing that messes up your mental.
Okay, so. You bring up that point, but then you had people who was FaceTiming and Zoom calling. So what happened there? I get it's different between you and I.
Like in person. Versus the video versus like on camera. Right?
Yeah, but like at that moment in time, you can't blame the government for shutting everything down because for the actual health of the people,
or the lack of health.
Or the lack of health. But I don't know. Is there
hygiene too?
Yeah, like for that. The people that got through it the best were the like Muslim countries because their religion is to wash their hands and feet and everything before they pray, so they weren't affected.
That's universal.
Universal.
To wash your hands.
No, it's like actually, of course, but it's actually
ingrained.
Yeah, it's ingrained. It's part of what. It's a part of the process.
For at the same time, it's supposed to be ingrained for us.
No, exactly.
That's how many people I've seen go to the washroom and don't wash their hands.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying,
bro.
I agree. That all the time.
I work security because I do my washroom checks right when I'm in when I work in Mississauga. When I do my washroom checks, I'm looking around and seeing like who's washing their hands. I have to go upstairs and tell service like, yo, watch this guy because he didn't wash his hands.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Like, don't wash your hands.
Yeah, like I'll go to the washroom. Like you go.
That's why I got sanitizer in my pocket.
And then
I was using sanitizer before all this was happening.
Yeah, of course.
But, yeah.
But like also like even because like I can only check the men's washroom, right? But I would kind of stand outside the women's washroom and hear. So I hear them use the washroom and they walk out and don't wash
you don't hear the sink go on.
Exactly. I'm just like, how in the nah, dude.
Yeah, no.
And that's why that whole shit went on for so long. Ain't nobody washing their hands.
Because people think they're clean, so they're like, oh, if I'm clean, then I don't have to wash my hands. But like
that's how they catch COVID, and they wonder why they caught the shit. And they don't realize
all that stuff, touching all the glasses and all that shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like you gotta wash your hands constantly. And during that pandemic, the way I was just like lathering my hands, I'm like, yo.
And that's just like the basic level. Like
that's just basic hygiene.
Exactly. Now imagine you're going to their home. Right, like how often do they wash their bed sheets, their sofa, clean their plates, whatever?
The stats I saw on the bed sheets are crazy.
Bed sheets are gross.
Yeah.
Yo, that men that don't change their bed sheets.
Yeah, even like pillow covers. Imagine like you're out in the world for 16 hours a day. You come home. Some people shower before bed. Some people don't. Those who don't, they don't change their pillowcases for the next 2-3 weeks.
Not even just that, they don't even
and like
wash
that's your face out in the world on your head, and you're there for 8 hours. Just imagine you're just rolling around in dirt.
Yeah, wow, that's crazy. So crazy. But going back to like the workout portion of like the therapy thing, like the whole like here's the thing when it comes to working out, I feel like everyone can do it. I really think everyone can do it.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just like the misconception is like it's heavyweight shit.
Well, okay, so here's the problem with the working out part. So it's social media. You get the mindset of like, oh yeah, working out's great and it's healthy for you, and then you get all these fitness influencers, male and female, who are just ungodly good looking, right? The guys who are just like 8-packs.
That takes time, though.
Yeah, and the girls who just, skinny waist. But
Yeah.
again, it's such a high standard. They're like, oh, I'll never get there, so why even bother?
But here's the problem, though. It's like it took them forever to get there. It's just consistency.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And a lot
people
of
aren't
it,
like that,
it's fake. It's almost like getting boob injection or lips
Yeah,
injection.
and then on top of that,
because
they're
they
like,
do
oh, you wanna-
steroids and they actually do surgeries to do that.
Because
Yeah.
it's all a look.
And then
Yeah,
on,
it's all look.
on top of that, they're like, oh, you want to look good like me? Buy this bottle, buy this t-shirt.
I don't listen to
Yeah,
that shit.
yeah.
I'm just
I know
surprised that people
I know you
do.
don't, but some people do.
Right.
It-
How do you
Because
not
it
see
works.
the cap?
But-
like it
but-
doesn't though. Those products really don't work.
I'm not saying
There are products that actually
the
work
marketing
if you
works.
put in the
The
work.
marketing works, yeah.
If you put in the work and you take certain products, yes, you'll
Listen,
get results.
it's
But
more
these
of
guys are taking the products,
Okay.
and doing the steroids or getting the lipo, and still using the products. So the products are working to an extent, but they're doing all this extra stuff and saying that it's just a product and they're working out. They
Here's-
sell another piece of the pie that's not being
here's the
touched.
thing though. When it comes there's a lot of research when it comes to doing like being healthy in general,
course.
right? No one's doing the research. But what I notice is that when you see like a fitness influencer promoting a product,
Right.
the first thing someone might do is go check out the product, right? For me personally, because like I know a lot,
Right.
that's the last thing I would do because like if they're getting someone like that to push the product, the product's bullshit.
Oh yeah,
Like a lot of people don't know that though. I'm just like,
yeah, but a lot of people aren't equally as educated either, right? When you started out your workout stuff, you did the research. You went through all the bullshit, whether it was good information or bad information. You went through it. I did the same thing, so I can tell from good from bad. People don't want that. Why? Because they don't have the patience to go through it. They just want the quick answer.
here's another thing though, is that they're not asking questions.
Because they just want the quick answer.
You can't do that because you're gonna fuck up your body more.
I know, but you can say that about anything, right?
You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all.
So-
But like, if people just took the time and did the little bit of, it's not even a lot of research. It's just a little bit of research.
Again, you can apply that to like school. Like,
It's
just
all
take
of-
the time, do the homework, sit down. You'll
It's all of
understand
10
it.
minutes of research at least.
Some people don't have 10 minutes.
Okay,
My guy.
after work.
It took us half an hour for you to just clear the memory.
Okay, still.
You had that for 6 days.
Right.
You couldn't find 10 minutes to erase the memory.
Okay, shut up. Shut up. My point still stands. Like I understand the laziness
Yeah.
is also a factor, but yeah, you gotta get up off your ass.
Yeah, but that's part of they're feeling depressed or they're feeling like held down is why they're not getting up and doing it. It's simple. Getting to the destination is harder than when you're actually there.
Yeah.
Right?
If
You have to
you
actually
just
get there. You have to
focus.
show up.
I feel like with the
It's
right
easier
focus,
said than said. Easier
No,
said
for real.
than done, right?
It's easier said than done. It's like telling people like who have insomnia, oh, just close your eyes,
Right.
right? Or like telling fat people, oh, just stop eating. It's not that easy.
Not that simple.
Yeah.
unless you have an eating disorder, then I say otherwise.
Yeah,
that's
this disorder is
thyroid
another
problem.
thing.
That thyroid too. Thyroid is also a big problem, but like,
Yeah.
it shouldn't be that hard for a big person to put some food down. Cause like, think about I guess they're not thinking.
Yeah, but it all ties into it too, because that's like the people eat for like comfort food and stuff like that. They're feeling depressed, like get ice cream, get the fucking
Yeah, whatever.
chips, whatever,
chips, pizza,
all snack
McDonald's.
food.
Yeah.
That's comforting for them. It's a short fucking
It's just
satisfaction.
interesting to me, cause like it just shows the lack of
I mean,
of work people actually want to put in.
It-
It's not even a lot of
they
work.
could
you
be
gotta put
mental,
in.
but that's why most of them will probably have like mental things holding them back. Maybe they have something drastic or some childhood trauma and all that kind of stuff.
The only
That could be
mental
doing
that
that.
okay, I sound crazy for saying I can't say that. I can't say it.
yeah, I'm holding myself back so much right now.
Because I know what level you're on.
Yeah, I know what level-
right
yeah.
now. Like I feel like if we set up a Patreon and then like have a specific Patreon episode
Yeah.
to just go off,
Like Pod Plus, yeah.
yeah, like that kind of shit. That would be like,
I'll get canceled almost instantaneously.
oh, absolutely. I know.
Yeah.
I know
But
what
you
you
paid
would
for
say.
it, so you can't really cancel it.
Exactly,
You paid for
right?
it.
Like, but what I want to say is like it's just a lot.
So going back to
Like-
therapy, I feel like people should have it. It should be accessible to
Yeah.
everyone.
No, of
Like,
course.
it's paid or not,
I wouldn't necessarily go to therapy myself,
Yeah.
but a lot of people, I feel like, haven't really went through anything harsh in their life, so they probably don't need therapy.
it's not.
Or
No.
they,
I can't even say that.
if they went through something hard, it wasn't even that hard.
No, like honestly, like I look up to like my parents and like those people who immigrated to Canada,
Right.
right? Because I feel like the shit they went through was significantly harder than what I went through.
Absolutely.
I'm complaining about like, oh, it's hard to get from work because I have to bus. I have
But
to
you
get
have some-
like, yo, my parents traveled from another country with almost nothing in their
Yeah.
pocket and they made it through. And
Yeah, but
they
then
didn't
you have
therapy.
that knowledge, right? Someone
Yeah.
you have someone to talk to, be like, you know what, like, oh, I fell and scraped my knee.
Yeah.
I'm compared to
Yeah.
what happened to my parents is like it's nothing. So like suck it up. Like you have like someone to talk to about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. For someone to just fall and scrape their knee, they don't know anyone that had anything to do with anything. It's like, oh, that's the worst thing that could possibly happen.
Yeah.
I scraped my knee. I need a hospital. I need like 5 days off work. Like I need a vacation. like that to them. That's like the top of the suffering.
Yeah.
I literally had some pushback and I forgot about it.
It really depends on the person, though, right?
Nah,
like,
of course.
Like, there's some people who have that mental stability, like, oh, like this is nothing, and there's some people who's like, oh, this is it, like this is the end for me, right?
But do you think a lot of people in this society or this part of the world are like that? Because you just said like your parents,
Yeah.
they're from a different part of the world, so obviously compared to what they did compared to people here, it's like night and day.
Oh, I remember it now. See, like when you said your parents travel overseas,
Yeah.
so like they like the kids or like whatever will understand the story, right? But here's the thing: if they don't actually see it, a lot of them don't care.
No, I get it. Like, no offense to my sister. Like, obviously, I grew up and saw my parents' hardships. Like, I was there. Like, I
Yeah.
saw it. My sister
She
did it.
did
She
it,
saw
right? Yeah.
the good side of everything. Not saying she doesn't appreciate it, but she doesn't appreciate it as much as I do.
Right.
So our levels of understanding of at least the world or even our parents are completely different, right? So there's times I'm like, why are you even complaining? Like, you don't even know what they went through.
But she was sheltered.
Exactly, right? But like if I'm imagining other people who went through the same thing, they're like, oh, my parents were like that, so I'll eventually become like that, or they're like, oh, I'm better than my parents. So it still boils down to the individual, because like as an extreme example, there's like, you know, parents who are super wealthy and rich, but then their kids could turn out one of two ways: equally as successful, or just the complete opposite, like a bum, because they were sheltered and protected and they had their parents' money to lean on.
Because they don't understand life.
But like exactly, life is different for everybody, right? Like the way you grew up is going to be different. The way I grew up is the way like Brian grew up, right? So all of our mental like stabilities are completely different from each other, right? Even going back to like just let's say working out, you think 40 pounds is nothing to bench press, but for me that could be like the world.
Yeah.
Right. Like sure, mentally I'm like, oh yeah,
But
40 pounds is
but that's
nothing.
like
but
that's
like,
where like the professional comes in. Like obviously if you're in a different weight class and you're in a different weight class, a trainer would adjust something for you and adjust something for you.
yeah.
If you have someone that is a therapist, they'll do the same thing depending on where you came from, right?
I agree.
There like I guess there is a need for it, but I guess it's just being abused in a sense, right? Because they're just like, okay, well, this is my job, this is how I feed my family, so the longer I see this person, the longest I have to worry about feeding my family
Yeah.
and paying my bills.
It's a bigger safety net for them.
Maybe if they did that and something else, they won't like actually just fully dependent on that paycheck, then maybe they'd be more genuine to who they're working with.
It also could come down to like how society views therapy. Like, I think most people when they hear like, oh, you're taking therapy, or you're kind of like looked down on.
Yeah.
Versus kind of like raised up, or like, oh wow, you're actually getting
like-
the help you need.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
it's,
Versus
like,
oh,
it's
why?
brave to take a step. To,
Yeah,
I
it's
got a
hard.
solution for that.
For what?
Just like the way people look at therapy.
Okay.
But the problem, like, there's a solution, but the solution also brings up a problem, because like, I'll state the problem first. The problem is, like, a lot of therapists are divided. They don't think the same. Like, you'd expect that, like, you can go to any therapist and get, like, all, like, whatever work done, right? Like, everything is specific nowadays for when it comes to therapy, right? Meaning that you can't really, like, find a real answer. You're just finding ideas from other people. They're teaching you ideas, basically. They can't really give you an answer to your life, right?
Oh, this is the problem with therapy, because it's subjective, right? It's not a
No, of
science,
course.
right? It's not like 1 + 1 is 2. It'll
No.
always equal to no matter how you see it.
Yeah.
But like therapy is like, it's, you know, there's a specific one for you and there's a specific one for you, and then we gotta cater to you now. Like what he was saying before,
Yeah.
it's catered. So what works for him may not work for me, may not work for her. So
like, what I was thinking is like, I don't know if they do it now, but like, what if like therapists came together and made a firm of like-minded therapists. Of course, they have different they work in different areas, but they still have a similar idea of what life should be for their clients or whatever.
That's what they should do to elevate their
especially
game.
for like the black community, right? Because like a lot of people for like black people going to therapy and shit, like I see more of a divide than a solution. Like when you really think about it, because like the people that I know that go to therapy, like divided, and no one's the same.
Right.
Which makes more problems for like the black community, because if you're all divided, how are you supposed to come together?
Right.
Right.
But then wouldn't it also be dangerous if everyone is like thinking the same? To a certain
Not
degree.
not necessarily think the same, but have the similar idea.
Like same foundation at least.
Exactly. Like you need the right foundation if you want people to come together, so we can really work together. Because that's one of the main issues in society, right? No one really wants to work together.
So, like, touching on education, wouldn't it be okay that, like, you know, we go to a classroom and they're all different races, so, like, they're being fed technically the same ideas, so everyone's on the same page.
Yeah.
So why does it have to be specific to black or Asian or white or whatever?
It should be. It should if they're getting educated on something, the teachers should be touching on everybody in the room.
Exactly.
Like if there's somebody in history that was great, we should be hearing about all the people that are great in the world, not just the white people, not just the black people, not just the Asians, not just the Indians. Like my kids should go to school and it should be coming home and teaching me something about what an Indian leader that did this in 1985 or something, or 1874 or whatever, something.
Okay, I get it.
Right? So that's just common sense at the top level to say, like, hey, we're going to have kids here that aren't going to be all the same race, and we should educate them on all the great people, not just one.
And the reason why I bring up like the black community specifically, because like right now it's in like major turmoil, which like it really needs help right now, right? Like,
as someone who's not black, can you clarify?
there is a lot. That's a separate episode.
Okay.
I'm so dead ass.
Okay, like
So touch on one then.
yeah, just for this instance,
We'll
just
come back
touch
to
on one.
Dysfunctional families.
What do you,
Is that just for black? Sorry, is that just for black people though?
No, but it's very prevalent right now.
why do you think that specifically is affecting black people more than everything else? Do you think that black people are being more attacked than others?
Not attacked, but it's just like nothing's meshing. No, like
What do you mean?
so when you look at like a black family, right? Like the idea is to have a mother and a father
Okay,
in the kid's world, so the kid can understand like both sides
of course.
to like really like grow up properly, right? But nowadays there's a lot of single mothers.
Or
And
fathers.
that too. I should have said the fathers first. Now it sounds crazy for saying the
No,
mothers.
that's okay. But no,
But
I would
it's a
assume
fair it's a fair point though,
Yeah.
because there's a lot compared to the fathers.
Yeah, I would assume statistically there's more single mothers than
The
fathers.
statistics are heavy
Well,
for
because
single mothers.
most of the time the courtroom is going to favor the mother over the father.
Exactly.
because-
But
for one reason or
what's
another.
happening to the father? Is it because the person is in jail or being let go of his job? Like, what's happening to the father?
All of
figure?
that in jail, like loss of job. not
Also,
able
a
to
lot of
create
teen pregnancies, right?
that too.
Like, again, you go back to the whole social media of like living life, going clubbing, whatever, hooking up as 50,000 people as much as possible,
Right.
and then getting someone knocked up, and then that's it. So again, single mother because it's not like dad was the one who gave birth, so he's
Yeah.
gone already. So
I want to make that a separate episode. I feel
yeah, that's
like
fine. I just wanted to
Yeah.
understand
But that's good
what
to touch on it.
what you meant
It's
by
good.
that.
It's good to touch on it, but like we gotta come back to it when we have like a bigger like
Audience.
crowd here, right? Like we
That's
need-
actually a good point to think about because I'm thinking about it from an Asian perspective. Like I think culturally we've been taught to like really be together. Right? Again, I can't speak for you guys. At least from a Filipino
we
perspective.
were taught that.
So what are things that you feel like help you keep that program of keeping your family together? Like, is there any outside things that are that threaten that, or you think that's just all internal?
It depending on the situation, but I think for the most part, it's just seeing, like I've seen, couples, right, mom and dad, whatever, whether they loved each other when they were 18 and love each other now, or like they loved each other back then and they can't stand each other now, but they just stick through it for the sake of the child. That's the common. That's the neutral ground is the child, but but again, that's just from at least from a very Filipino perspective, because I know there's some cultures who it's okay.
That's completely fair, because we used to know that shit. We were taught that shit
that good,
a while ago.
Was that good?
Yeah, exactly, right? So it's like now you're going back to like the mental instability of both parents, right? And then kind of showing
It's
it.
just hard nowadays.
That'll be hard on your mental. To stay together with somebody you don't want to stay together with just because of a kid.
You just gotta choose.
That toxic stuff's gonna affect the kid also.
So here's an opposite example. I know a mom who has 2 children, and she's divorced, right? But they technically still see each other, not dating, but I don't know, maybe dating, but they show up, like both parents are there on birthdays and events.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. So again, you still technically have that family coherence, but they're not your traditional. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, well,
Christmas
the
card
kid's
family.
Yeah, of course, but the kid's still getting what he or she needs from their mom and dad, right?
Yeah.
It's not like because they broke up that the kids
Exactly. They were still
losing
there.
connections
Yeah.
with them, right? So
The
this is
reality
being more
is-
mature and actually putting the kid first.
Is that
and
not the
still
same?
living your life?
Is that not the same for? Again, I don't know. I'm being
Well, I think
super naive here.
I think average people unless they're together, they're not mature enough to work together to raise a kid still.
Yeah.
I feel like it's always a problem. Most of the time, it's
a problem?
Like, it's always a problem. Like, it makes sense to an extent. Obviously, it makes sense, but it's still be something that you should work together on and for the sake of the kid.
They won't though.
Because like you said, like if the kid has a birthday party, why can't the mom and dad be there and not be together?
Yeah.
Like you should be able to at least do that. If the kid needs to go to soccer or basketball, whatever, chess, ballet, whatever, why can't the mom and dad be at the recital?
It's still a shared responsibility.
Yeah, it's your responsibility. It has nothing to do with who you're with.
Yeah, like
right?
personally, like if I
It's your
hated
responsibility.
that woman, whatever, I would still be there for the child, because at the end of the day, it's my child,
Yeah, exactly.
right?
Right.
So, or even worse, let's say like the woman cheated on me with another guy, and it's not my child, but the guy's gone.
Right.
Because I love her so much, I'm gonna raise that child as my own.
Yeah,
Andrew Wiggins?
exactly.
Huh?
Andrew Wiggins.
Is that a thing? I don't know.
Did
I don't
you
know
know
his
that?
story. Is that a thing?
I don't know stuff.
Bro, this shit was like yesterday or 2 days ago
I
at
did not
least.
keep up with that.
Right.
Cause like 2 kids, right, with the girl. Come to find out, one of the right now, like, cause they did the DNA test on one of the kids, like, it's not his,
Okay.
right? It was his best friend's.
Okay.
The best friend slept with his baby mom's and had a kid. The baby mom made him think that was his kid.
Okay. So I'm definitely disagreeing with the mom, but like I'm still raising that kid as my own.
Yeah.
That's a hard pill to swallow, bro.
It's hard.
That is
how
a
old
hard-
how old is the kid?
It's like young, like I don't even maybe 2.
But it's still in the It's a family dynamic because like
Yeah.
That is.
I don't know the details, but if he decides to stay with her or doesn't decide to stay with
I'll
her,
I'll bring it up again.
You
I
still
didn't
take care
mean
of
to
her.
bring it up now, but I just want I literally saw this yesterday.
But it's
That's
also
why
it's not
and it
him.
kind of like
yeah. It's also biased for me because like I've never been in that situation. So
fair,
can't-
but I
can't
feel
say.
the pain.
Oh yeah,
behind
I'm
that
not.
shit,
I'm not
yo.
saying I don't feel for him, but like, I'd be pissed too. Right.
He's not playing. He's out for the rest of the season because he can't think straight.
I don't blame him.
Yo, that is some bullshit.
Is he going through therapy?
I don't know. Yeah, he will. I guarantee you that. But still, would therapy really help?
yeah, but that's a lot.
Because that's pain,
to
dog.
have his business out there like that, it's obviously gonna.
And we never knew his business.
Yeah, he seems like a pretty. I don't follow NBA that much, so I don't feel like it.
Yeah.
But like, even if you follow the NBA or not, you're gonna hear something about an NBA player at least, right?
Well, it happens.
You heard
They're-
nothing about
they're,
dude.
They're human beings, right?
Yeah, exactly.
They deal with things just similar to everyone else.
Like again, I didn't mean to bring that up. It's just what you were saying. I just you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
it's
Yeah.
in there.
Did that bring us to the next topic of? What
we were kind of already in the next topic,
Which is like
raising a kid in today's society.
Yeah.
Cause like it's just cause like the thing about it is like in today's society, like the man wants all this from a woman, and then the woman wants all this from a man. But I don't think both sides realizes that you can't have everything you want, and you got to find some sort of common ground.
I don't think that's just now. I feel like that's been around since forever.
You're not wrong, but it's really prevalent now. That's the thing. It's really shown that like both sides want something so major, but it's like it's not realistic all the time.
That was never realistic.
But they want it to be that bad. That's the thing. Nowadays they want it to be like they're actually trying going out and looking for this shit.
But isn't that okay though? Because that's what they want.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong. You shouldn't settle,
Yeah.
but you should be realistic. Like if
Exactly.
you should earn it. Like if you want X this, then you should be doing this, and this.
A lot
right?
of people
No,
aren't doing the work. They just want, but they're not doing anything about it.
Okay, so you're not just talking about like physical traits. You're talking about like actual like personal qualities,
Yeah,
right? So
but like I said, you're looking for a dude that has all these qualities.
Yeah,
What are you doing
like-
for yourself?
Like if you want to get married to a guy, why is he gonna marry you if you are with a different guy every other week?
Exactly, right?
Right. So
Yeah.
you want
That's a
this.
whole other topic by itself.
It's good to want that. Like you should want that, but if you're not working on yourself to improve yourself, then you're not ready for what you want. Right.
yeah,
It's not gonna work out even if you get it.
Like you gotta understand the ground that you're standing on. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you can't just like move around freely and expect whatever you want to
no,
come
I
to
get
you.
it. It's
Yeah, it
it's
goes
kind of like
both
creating a
ways.
double standard, right?
Exactly.
You're like, oh, I want this, but like you have to accept me for me. Like,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like,
So-
that's,
what?
When it comes to like raising kids now,
So
like
you
the
have
kids get
options.
confused. Like when they see like the parents always fighting on some bullshit, and it's eventually split up. Like there's no like real like, you know.
okay, so touching on that, right? Like, as if you were the kid seeing, let's say, like, you know, abusive parents or whatever, parents who are always fighting, would you grow up? Would you think that child would grow up like that, like treating the relationships as always yelling, or you think it's like, oh, my parents were like that, I don't like that, so I'm gonna change.
It depends on the
That's all-
kid.
yeah, it depends on the kids. But that's always a choice that the kid has. Because I know a lot of people that came through a really rough childhood,
Yeah.
and basically it's like, yo, I'm not gonna. I saw what not to do, so I'm gonna do what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
And that
Are
kind of
they-
motivates them to do
Are
better.
they able to understand what's going on?
Again,
But
that's
I mean, like
that's a
at
natural
their
instinct,
adult
though,
mind,
right?
Yeah.
when they grow up.
Yeah, that's a natural instinct for a kid. It's like, oh, I saw daddy hitting mom. I don't like that. That doesn't look good.
Yeah.
Yes and no, because it's still an instinct.
Yeah, it's an instinct for the child, so it depends on how
It
they,
might still happen.
Of course.
Yeah, but you're influenced by your parents, you like it or not. Like if you see if your mom and dad smokes all the time cigarettes, you're like, oh, what's that? Okay, you probably in your mind's like, I want to try that.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
subconsciously, you're most likely gonna smoke because that's what you see. Right. So
And like they won't understand why they're doing this. They're just
Yeah.
doing it to do it.
they at least try it because they see their parents do it. Like your parents are your parents. They're like that's their life.
See, me personally, I'm a little different because my parents never did that shit, right?
Right.
But I do it. But when I do it for like celebratory like purposes,
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah.
birthdays, New Year's.
It's
like,
not a daily.
Exactly. I don't
but-
make it a daily.
No, I agree. I'm the
thing,
same
right?
way. Like I smoke and
shouldn't
drink,
be.
but like
That's
I
fine.
can't say I do it.
But I'm
every
pretty
day.
sure you've been influenced by your parents for
A
your
long
daily-
time to
your
not
daily
do
life.
it.
Or even to do things that you do right now, you influenced by your parents.
A lot, yes, but like there's so much more where it's like I either picked from someone or from by myself.
Yeah, but I'm saying most of the time, people are influenced by their parents.
No, of course.
Subconsciously are. So it's important that it comes down to the parents. The parents are the first people they meet, the first person they get nurtured by. These should be most of the time you trust your parents more than anyone else. So obviously, what they do, what they tell you, you'll take it more than you would take it from someone else, in most cases. So
It's
it's
just
more a burden on parents to step up and do better.
no. That's the main topic for that. Cause like
Right.
when raising a kid in today's society, like it's all up to the parent
Of
to
course.
guide this kid.
Because it's a crazy world.
Exactly.
I have a question. Let's say you had a child right now.
Okay.
You can pick a number, pick an age, whatever. Would you let them have social media?
I wouldn't let them have TikTok,
Just TikTok,
and
specifically.
that would have to be monitored.
Okay, but how do you monitor that?
I'm pretty sure that like you can make parental accounts.
Yeah.
So they would have a parental account, and I would see everything that they're doing.
So.
And it would be I would guess learning depending on my kid.
Mhm.
If he listens and like actually trusts what I say and do.
Yeah.
Then I'm able to managing him from far away versus like letting him have more freedom.
Mhm.
Like, okay, if you want Instagram, you want this website, I'll monitor you, and if you're doing dumb stuff and you're looking up crazy stuff, I'm telling you not to do these type of things, and you're doing them anyways.
Yeah.
Then you're losing your privilege. But then I'm pretty sure it's good for a kid to be in tune to what's happening.
Yeah, not completely shut them out.
And it's not all about, it's not all negative stuff on the internet. It's a lot of educational stuff too. So them, if they're able to be responsible enough to have it, then they'll have the freedom to do it.
I agree. Okay, I agree with that. I'm completely on the same page.
Okay, so I think, like, you're not wrong in what you're saying, right? But like, I think like they'll have the internet. Like, you have a laptop, computer, whatever, but no phone. Personally,
Why?
it's just dangerous when you have all these like social media apps at your disposal.
But you can, whatever you have on your phone, you can have it on your laptop. It's not as accessible because you obviously your phone's more convenient.
Yeah.
But like,
And their friends have it too.
Like, you can still communicate on your laptop, but like with the phone, it's like there's a lot more you can do with the phone, right?
I guess
It's more accessible because it's mobile. I guess they could have it and like hide it and stuff. Laptop you can't really hide and stuff.
yeah.
But like,
Even the parental controls,
get away from it.
I can think of like 50 million ways to bypass parental controls.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and then kids,
Right.
You're like, oh
kids will
yeah,
look up how to bypass the shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. It's like you
but
can't.
then that's
Or they're
levels,
just gonna
so-
start memorizing you when you fucking put in your password. Be like, oh, it was an
Well,
ABC. Alright,
Well, that's the
bet.
levels though. You fucked up there. Like you learn that, okay, well, I tried to outsmart my parents. I tried to go behind their backs, and this is what happened.
Yeah.
So this is why I'm unable to do this now. So now if you find a way past the parental thing and you're doing what you need to do, and I find out, then I'm not buying you anything. You go and buy your own stuff.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, I don't know. I don't believe in just sheltering kids and like,
Yeah.
because eventually they're gonna get away from you and do whatever they want, and it's
Yeah.
gonna be even worse. At that
I
time.
feel like you need to expose them to the good and the bad of the world, and then at least while they're young, you can kind of like tell them like, hey, don't do this or don't do that,
It's
and
like,
kind of
yo,
like teach
tell
them.
they should be able to trust you. It's like, oh, kid, don't go play in traffic.
Yeah.
Why? Because you could die.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like,
You can get hurt, right?
you
Same
can
thing
get
with
hurt.
social media. It's like, okay, here's Instagram, but like, listen, there's a lot of bad people out there, and there's a lot of things that you shouldn't be seeing. You know, like if you have any questions, you come ask me, right?
Right.
Like,
It should be like
I
that.
completely agree with that because like they should know what's going on. Should you gatekeep it though?
to a certain degree, like I'm gonna obviously block like further like porn sites,
Right.
Yeah.
guy or girl, I don't care. I'm blocking porn sites, but like I think when it comes to like Instagram, I think I'm okay with it. Or usually based on their searches anyway, and then if I see something like, hey,
And it also
What do you
depends
say?
on
Talk,
like
talk about it.
yeah, talk about like why like
Even the-
that's interesting. Why are you
no,
searching
the
that?
communication part is
Even-
key because I think like what parents are lacking nowadays, they should be communicating with their kids, and they're really not. You know?
Even the owner of TikTok does let his kids use TikTok.
Oh, I've been
No,
seeing
for
that.
real?
Yeah.
I did not know
You
that.
didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
I've been seeing that from
I read
time, bro.
that recently. He's an Asian guy, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Nah, I ain't just read it. I see him say it.
But wait, that's different though. Like TikTok in China is different from TikTok in North America.
Cause it's okay. Here's the thing though. Like in China, it's more like it's
It's more like it's not propaganda, but it's more so showing off like
it's not even
people's
propaganda.
success.
It's great. Like there's a lot of success. There's no bullshit. Like
Well,
it's
no,
wonderful.
It's actually bullshit because it could be fake.
Yes and no, but like,
Like it's not hard.
don't you see that as good more than like?
Yeah, it's more so like false positivity versus here where it's just like for the sake of getting views, so they do dumb shit.
Nah, here it's
dancing.
crazy. They on some dumb shit. But for them, it's like
I get it. Like I think
that's like, even if it's real or not, like it makes them want to be successful.
yeah, that's why I said like I understand and I think I'm better off with China's TikTok than I am with North America's TikTok.
Oh, absolutely, because
I'm not
they
familiar.
on some stupid
Okay,
shit,
so
bro.
for context for Ryan, so TikTok in China, they don't show the same stuff here. Like here you can get popular by doing pranks and weird
Yeah,
videos,
pranks.
dances, whatever.
For
Maybe
women,
back
it's
in the
just
day.
standing in front of the camera.
Anyways, but in China, they'll show
Double
people being
cheeked up.
Shut up. they'll show people in China like getting good grades, getting gold medals, being successful, and all that. It's like, again, it's positive
Titties be popping.
propaganda, right? It's showing the good
Right,
of
good
people
things, right.
versus here it's just like see how many views you can get by doing whatever you can.
Right.
So
Shit be fat.
no, TikTok here is weird. Like it came across my Instagram feed where like it was a girl doing something, and then you can see like the reflection, but it's very faint. And I'm like, are those titties? I'm like, oh my god, it is titties.
Yeah.
And like I wasn't expecting it because I think she was like holding a shovel and she was planting something.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I was like, okay, it was a planting video, cool. And then I saw the reflection after 3 times watching it.
They did it on purpose. Obviously.
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell am I watching?
It's like what?
Yeah.
Subliminally.
Yeah, exactly. My friend's like, yeah. So now you're getting the real TikTok. I'm like, I don't ever want to be on. Like, I never had TikTok, but obviously it kind of crosses over to Instagram. I'm like, I never want TikTok in my life.
See, I go on TikTok, but like, I'm there for like the dance videos, not the bullshit TikTok dance. I'm like battles and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like actual choreographers, actual dancers, like real people. I'm there for like some cooking shit. They got some shit, not the, cooking some shit. Not cooking, but like, well, yeah, cooking the shit on like what a table, like they make nachos on a table type shit. I look at that shit, I'm like, you nasty fuck.
Now, there's some cool TikToks when I saw, like, I think there's one guy.
There's great content, but it's like, look at all the bullshit in front of the great content.
You can see the same thing about, like, the health industry.
Hi, my name is Randy Edwards. I also go by the original Anomaly, or OA for short. And I'm here with you guys to tell you a public message. Now, on the first episode of this podcast, I stated that this table is free and these chairs are open. I'm here to double down on that statement. I'm willing to have any conversation with anybody. It doesn't matter what it is. If you guys want to come in here and talk about sports, pull up a chair. You guys want to come in here and talk about politics or whatever's on the news, grab a seat. If you guys want to talk about the music industry, get in here. Because trust me, I have a lot to say about the music industry. Believe me, it's no joke. If you guys want to talk about therapy, mental health, struggling, understanding ourselves, anything of that matter, gather around this table, please. We need to have more conversations like that. If you guys want to have the controversial topics, hey, we can create the Last Supper here and really get into the shit. Trust me. To the people that already spoke about this, believe me, a lot of people want to have those topics. But we have to control it. Now, if it comes down to us not controlling it or not being able to control it, we have certain platforms where we can upload these videos for our safety, i.e., Patreon. Overall, this is a space for anybody to come in and have a conversation. We will not stray away from those conversations, We're here to talk. We're here to talk to each other. It's not always arguing, but if it does come down to an argument, that's content. Just saying. Hey, I'll try to keep this short and sweet. My name is Randy Edwards. This is our little studio that we have here. Shoot me a DM. Let's schedule something. Come in. Trust me. It'll be worth it. This is something where both people can win from. You guys can win from whatever you want to promote, whether if it's a business, music, anything of the matter. And for us, the way we win is by helping you. That's it. That's all it comes down to. So, shoot me a message. Get in here. Let's have some fun with it, It's a little different in here, But we can definitely have those conversations. Listen, my name is Randy Edwards, and welcome, I guess. Hey, back to the regularly scheduled program. All right? Peace. Some technical difficulties.
AKA... not prepared.
Shut up, man. I'm trying, bro. Shit.
So here's what you do after this. You put it straight into your memory. So next time, it's clear.
Alright. So where we at? Where do we leave off?
Talking about kids and shit.
Oh, raising kids in this society.
Yeah, we left
Right
off on the
at
social
the
media
back.
stuff.
Yeah, social media.
Ugh, there's just too much when it comes to that shit, man. I'm sorry. Because it's hard to, like... How you really gonna teach these kids with all this social media shit? They're teaching themselves, which is good, but they're teaching themselves the wrong shit.
But you also have to be informed, right? Like, right now we're informed because we're on social media, but then there's going to come a time where we're not on social media anymore, or maybe as much, right? So you have to kind of
think so?
up. I think so. Like, I know my parents are technically on, like, Facebook and Instagram, but what they see is different from what I see.
The
right?
next level up is metaverse, no?
I don't know. Maybe.
What do you think about that?
VR?
Metaverse. Is that the slang? Is that the word?
No, you're right. Metaverse is I guess the correct terminology.
What was it that you said?
VR, which is like virtual reality.
Virtual reality, okay.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. Like, even as a gamer, I don't know.
I don't like it. I really don't.
Yeah,
like, I like it as video games.
I'm very suspicious of it.
Yeah, but like in terms of like people buying real estate and stuff.
I just feel like
they gonna put
it made a lot of money
in your head, and then they're gonna read your thoughts.
Hey.
Who are you quoting?
I don't know. I made it up.
Allow
me.
I don't know. I'm still old school. Like, I still like tangible stuff. So I remember when the craze about like crypto and like NFTs came around. I did not fall into that.
Yeah, me too. I bought some crypto and I sold it like not too, like a long
Yeah.
time ago. I converted everything into Ethereum, and I sold everything.
Nice. You probably made a good chunk of change there.
I made some money, but like I don't know. Like you said, it is weird. I like tangible things. Like for stocks, like okay, if I invest in McDonald's, I drive down the street and I see a
You
McDonald's.
see McDonald's.
But crypto's like, oh, it's like this coin is like Metaverse 2.5. And I'm like,
Yeah,
what the hell?
it's just back.
Dogecoin.
But it's
Yeah.
I guess it's futuristic, I guess. But buying a house, I won't get a lot of hate for that. But buying a house on like online that you don't live in doesn't make any sense. But if someone could explain that to me, I'm all
Wait,
ears.
buying a house you don't live in?
You
Like
don't
in the
physically live in it.
the metaverse, you could buy in the metaverse. In the metaverse, you could buy like a house that's like $200,000, the same way you would buy the house here,
So-
but you don't live in it.
Yeah. You would live in it virtually.
You would live in it virtually.
Okay, here's how you can actually explain. Imagine buying a house in Destiny.
Are you retarded? No.
See? Now he gets it.
Right there you go.
Right?
He had to talk gamer talk
Yeah,
to him.
yeah.
I wasn't sure.
Shut up,
I didn't know
bro.
how to
He
reach
just-
I didn't know how to reach you, man.
Yeah,
Don't
I got you.
ever
I'm
let
the
it
link.
go.
I'm the link in between. I got you. Yeah, like the same thing with NFTs when people buying like digital
That was
artwork.
the dumbest shit.
I'm like I get it. Like people,
No.
you know it's authentic because
everything
you
was
have
a
it.
short squeeze.
Yeah, I didn't.
But it's
understand
going
that
back
part.
up now. It's connected to the banks, right? Because you heard of the two banks that shut down in the States?
SVB and fuck, what was the other one?
I forget the other one too. But essentially, it shot up Bitcoin. And that's kind of the thing.
Oh no, it's not SVB. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
That's kind of the thing is like, okay, well, we're stepping away from the government control and we have our own kind of thing. So
Yeah.
if that were to happen, like if all the banks shut down, then yeah, I guess Bitcoin would be the shit. But
So
that's a long haul.
Yeah.
So this is a strong tangent. I'm gonna go back to what we're going to.
Right. So, but it's up for raising kids because what if your kid's like, oh, I'm 10 years old. I got
This
$18 billion of
This gets
cryptos.
more into the profession side now when it comes to kids.
Right.
When you think
Okay.
about it, because
Right.
a lot of them are going down that route instead of actually going into the professions
Well, there you go.
in today's society, like being a doctor, being a lawyer,
Yeah, they have a lack
Like-
of people that could actually.
police
Fix
officer.
stuff.
Like
Correct.
nobody wants to do it.
That's why our construction suck because no one is really trained, and people we have are poorly trained.
I
That's why it's
mean,
taking so long to build all these freaking roads and houses.
here's the thing when it comes to construction, though. Like, yeah, I get
Eglinton.
that.
Eglinton,
That's gonna stay like that forever. It's not changing.
like what's going on?
It's gonna have all those pylons all over the place.
I don't know
Forever.
about that. They've done pretty quick construction.
No, it's okay. You could do it quick and not a good job. Like if you gotta go back next year and fix it again, then it's a band-aid over a situation. You're not really doing the job.
Yeah, it's just what's called the budget cap. I think it's was it Vaughan? There's a certain city that bought a private jet for their police force because if they didn't use
What?
Yeah, I think it's Vaughan. They
Private
bought a
jet.
private jet for their police force
To go
because
where?
nowhere. Because if they didn't
No,
spend the
okay.
money on their budget cap for the next year would be significantly lower, right? Because you don't need it. Like you prove that I gave you $100 million, you only spent 80.
So why would
Right, you
not
clearly
buy,
don't
like-
need the extra 20. So in order for them to keep $100 million budget cap, they spent $20 million as an
So
example.
why don't they invest it in policing like
Mm.
fucking investigating fucking pedophiles that are running around?
Well, that's the
streets?
question, isn't it? Why didn't they just spend it somewhere else? They bought a
The
private jet.
to go where?
Exactly. From
but-
what airport to what airport?
Exactly.
In Vaughan. Or I think it's Vaughan.
It's gonna be like a private. There's gonna be just having fun privately flying out internationally with some bullshit.
Yeah. No, you can't because it has to be for provincial use, so you can't even fly it technically. It's
Yeah.
just stored.
It's storage.
Yeah,
it's
it's
fancy
stored.
for storage place.
Yeah. Yeah. I was equally perplexed as you were.
What the fuck?
I had no idea that even happened.
So
That's
going
weird.
back to that, that's exactly why there's always construction. So there's a budget for paving roads and sidewalks and stuff, and that's why you always see construction. Because if they don't spend it, so they have to start a project so they can just justify the cost of their budget. So next year it doesn't get decreased.
Yeah, but why did they finish the job? Why didn't they actually put together a project and finish it? Because that costs money too.
I have no idea. I never got that far into the logistics of it.
But down there in the curriculum, they're adding it's mandatory for you to actually be able to do that kind of stuff now, like construction, like apprenticeship and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty good idea. But yeah, like you said, everyone's trying to have the quick fix now, the quick monies. You're still with that, eh?
The Vaughn Police Force bought a private jet.
I'm pretty sure it's Vaughn, yeah, to go nowhere, because it's for provincial use. So
we don't have enough crime to go outside fucking Canada like that.
It's for provincial use. It has to be used for the city of Vaughan. So where are you going?
They gonna fly around the motherfucker?
Do you know an airport in Vaughan?
No!
Exactly. So how are you even gonna get it off the ground?
They just buying props? What is this, GTA?
No. Pretty much.
Man, they're balling out in Vaughan.
No! No!
And again, you could be like, oh yeah, well,
rich.
you put that towards, other stuff. But no, they don't.
Investigate fucking child molesters that live next door to you and shit. These guys, I don't know how they get off so easy. There's like, and live a perfect life. They need to come harder down on those guys.
Do you understand what you could do with that kind of money?
How much was the private jet?
It don't matter.
You guys can go on to the next topic. I'll do a quick research.
It don't matter. What do you mean how much is it? It don't, who cares? They bought a fucking private jet.
So raising kids, they're gonna grow up and want to be police officers. And
no, they don't.
Flying private jets.
No, they don't. Everyone say
they're gonna get a private jet, bro.
Name at least 5 kids you know that want to be a police officer.
A lot of kids usually want to be police officers.
Yeah, it's a pretty
just
common.
A general kid.
I didn't mention black people. I'm just saying kids in general. Talking about they want to be a police officer nowadays.
Yeah, there's some kids that want to be police officers.
Motherfuckers when you want to go through school.
They look at them as heroes, right? Rather, they don't know any better. They might. Police officers do good things, but obviously do some bad things too. But kids will be like, kids don't know any better. It's like, oh, what's a police officer?
Well, I'm not talking about like young kids, like 5 years old. I'm talking about these motherfuckers in high school.
I don't know. There's still a lot of people that want to be police officers, but I don't think they get.
I personally don't think so, because there's people in the like, when it comes to like going for like the actual like the tests and everything. There's more people in their 30s going for that.
Yeah, but they don't hire anyone really after 25. I think.
Yeah, because you need a certain amount of experience.
Yeah.
Yes and no. You can get hired, but
of course you can get hired.
It's based on what you do, like the courses you take in uni, like what kind of extra work you do around the city and all that shit.
I'm not professional, so I wouldn't know.
I mean, I had one friend that joined not too long ago, and he's like, what? He's younger than me, definitely younger than me. So he went through the whole thing. He was telling me about it. He said I could do it too, because mainly it's just like having the diploma or degree.
Right.
But of course, if you do like police foundations and shit in uni,
it helps.
They look at that way more. That's why that's when you see the younger kids get in. Right. So when they're the young 20s, they get in because they take that course and shit. Because that's what they look for, right?
Makes sense.
So like those guys are going to be the captains and shit. Everyone hired in like what? You don't think so? Well, not at their young age, genius. Like they still need experience in the police force, but they're more likely to be a captain than whoever they're hiring in the 30s or 40s.
Why? I wasn't part of this conversation. Why?
So I'm basing it off of who's doing police foundations.
So they don't even like life experience. That's
what ties into like the everyday work and shit. Shooting.
So they get police foundation, they get a gun badge, and they can shoot.
Well, actually,
people.
There's more to that than that.
Most of the commission.
That's what you just
like
said.
how they pick commission is based on like who you know above you.
Yeah, like
maybe.
Like
it's just an idea I had.
People you
that's
know
not
in the
necessary.
industry.
Yeah. It's just a thought. Yeah, that's not Bond. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's always good to have your options open, depending on what your interests are.
I can't find them on Google.
No, it's okay. That's not something I really want to know anyway. It's a lot of money.
I didn't say 20 million. I just used that as an example. But still,
I wouldn't think it's 20 mil. I know it's some sort of
private jet. Just whatever.
So what do you think are the prime jobs for kids that are growing up right now? Like, what do you think is their like?
That is a great question because I don't think it's like.
It used to be like police officer, firefighter.
I think it's still that. Like
it's still that, player, but it's like
football player.
It's not happening as much because no one's getting hired.
Yeah. Isn't there like a deficit in like firefighters and policemen right now, and nurses and doctors?
They're literally taking scraps, bro. Like, there's not a lot of nurses or doctors at all.
Yeah.
Like they're getting people that are doing it like you know, fuck it, I'll do it for the money.
Yeah.
They don't really care about.
They don't care no more because everyone's chasing money.
Well, yeah, because everything's fucking expensive.
Exactly.
Well, America takes all Canadians workers, all the nurses and stuff.
But
they
nobody
get paid
wants
like
to go to
3
America.
times more.
Nobody wants to go to America.
But quality of life, what's important to you?
Like, America's a war zone.
Depends on where you are.
Yeah, it depends.
Well, if you're a nurse, especially during, like, COVID times, that was a war zone.
Yeah.
And they were losing nurses.
We're losing nurses here, too.
Well, yeah. Theirs was a lot worse. It was bad here, too. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
It, fuck.
So what?
It's just hard to say what exactly.
So
I
you
feel like
think-
there's
what do
some
you think
certain
is-
statistics.
So you're saying that? No. So you don't know what kids want to do nowadays. You're saying
Basically,
like what finds them. What's
they're
interesting to
more
them.
confused.
I have a question for you. What do you want to do?
Well, I still want to be marketing exec
Okay.
to this day.
So you
Like
you knew that
day.
since high school.
Okay, so coming out of high school, originally the idea was interior design or interior decorating,
Okay.
and then switch over to architect.
I can't imagine you being
You don't want to be
delicate.
Chris Brown's backup dancer.
Well, I'll slap.
I can't imagine
shit.
Randy being delicate with like a flower pot and like a nice pristine home. It's like, oh, like the fucking frame is just out of place.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine it.
Funny thing is, I did that this morning. The frame was actually.
So
out of
you're
place.
telling me you wouldn't be Chris Brown's backup dancer for your life goal?
Leave me alone. Leave me alone. What's wrong with y'all niggas, bro? The fuck? Yeah, I dance. I ain't give a shit. The fuck?
That's not
The
bad.
only
It's
reason
It's
why
not bad.
This is specifically Chris Brown.
the only reason why I like dude is because he makes good fucking music.
Yeah, I'm not saying.
Can we clip that? He said he likes dude.
I will beat you, stupid.
Okay.
This ain't fair. Fuck, bro.
Man, it wouldn't be a bad job. I'm just saying.
Oh,
That's true. You might get paid well.
Yeah, you probably get paid very well.
yeah. That's if you go on
And
tour.
Go on
and
tour.
you dance, so you it'd be a good
Yeah, I
stage.
dance, but
It'd be a
like,
good stage to promote your dancing skills.
yeah, I dance, but it's still there's a lot to it. I'm still like, I'm intermediate right now, at least.
Okay.
I like
you up there.
at my cap right now. I'm intermediate for sure. In terms of freestyling, I could battle,
Okay.
but I just never went into it. But I'm doing like choreo lessons now.
Okay.
So
Alright, then you're building your.
no, I'm building it. Like, it's one of my passions.
Perfecting your craft.
Nah, for real, it's one of my passions I have for a minute. I just
Absolutely.
never like really spoke on it because I kept it low key,
I
right?
remember you mentioning it.
Yeah,
I was,
like.
I wasn't all the way joking. it was.
You think I'm stupid? Like I want to start crying or some shit?
No, but I was saying,
a
like,
bit of both.
I know you're serious about
Nah,
it.
that's
so, like,
nah,
it
that's
would be- that
motivating.
would
What
be
are you
cool
talking
for you.
about? It
wouldn't be cool for me, but it would be cool for you.
Yo, imagine the place I work at in Toronto. Nobody knows I dance, eh? And imagine I go in one time, just like
start
on my wasn't.
Come on. you thought about it.
Yeah, that's all I think about.
You just want to show off the
I'll
people
be
who
like,
can
why?
dance.
Yo, don't get me started. Eh? There's nobody in there that can dance to this day.
To this day.
That part. Nah, I'm looking around. I'm seeing people dancing, fist bumping and shit. I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, if you didn't look on 1, 2, 3, like.
I can't dance, so yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. It's not in your blood. So you can
It
learn
is in my blood. I'm Filipino.
Shut up.
Filipinos do dance.
Yeah.
They don't just dance. They are gods with it.
Yeah.
You're learning. It's okay. You
Nah,
learn
nah,
something.
I get it. I'm no Jabberwocky. I get that. What?
The OGs.
Oh, jeez.
The greatest to ever do it. Anyway, that's another
Yo, I
tangent.
missed that show.
America's Best Dance Crew?
Yeah. Like, after a while, I kind of fell off, though.
It did it.
So what do you think
did
is
it?
considered like a good job nowadays?
I see what you did there.
Honestly, I still...
I want to talk about this dancing shit.
I still think, like, policemen, fire... Like, trades, essentially. I don't know if you consider that trades, but that.
Policing is not.
I see
trade.
I don't
doctors
think
as
so.
like, it's not happening no more for these kids.
Well, you always need doctors. You always need people saving other
You're
people.
gonna have doctors, but you're gonna have not a lot.
They're not gonna be as qualified, you think?
Not
'Cause-
Okay, actually, yes, qualified, because keep in mind, I don't think anybody wants to really stay in school like that.
For like 20 years, right?
Yeah, like that's half your life.
Right.
There's some people who like I know the doctor, like he didn't seem like the type growing up, but like
Yeah,
when
he
when
kind
I
of
saw
like
him, I was like, oh wow,
he kind of grew into it, maybe, but
Yeah,
everyone wants fast money nowadays. You're not gonna get fast money going through the program. That's money getting out of your pocket instead of
like,
going in.
Who doesn't want fast money, right? Like, no one ever technically wants to work.
That's
just wants to do what they love.
fair,
Yeah,
but like,
they gotta do what they like. So if you're a doctor, you like
if
save
you
people.
if
Exactly.
you like being a doctor, you're gonna go through the motions to do it. But if you just want to be one, you're not gonna get
Okay,
there.
so I'm just trying to throw it up against you. So you said you want to be marketing exec, but it seems like your true passion is dance. So why go the route of marketing exec and not follow dance?
Well, I always loved the marketing shit growing up. Don't get it twisted.
You like both.
I like both. There's a lot of things I like. Even like being a firefighter, I still think I could do that shit.
Yeah, but you can't do everything.
No, of course not. I have to choose something.
Firefighter, you could do both. They got time on and time off.
You're not wrong, but
like you could be a full alt dancer and be a firefighter.
Yeah, I don't know their schedule. I think it's either 3 days on, 2 days off, something like that, or like
I think
24 hours.
They get like 12 days off. They
that.
get like 12 days off and like 12 days off.
It's that, but
depending on
stretched out.
Depending on the department.
No. So why don't you do that then? Why?
It's still a possibility.
Why work at your current job?
No
offense.
To make money, you need to make money.
You gotta make some money somehow, right?
Yeah.
And you gotta network with people, yeah.
And I'm definitely there to network.
So it seems like you're focusing more on the marketing than in...
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm still waiting for the day I actually see some marketing people in there. Because like, I see a lot of like financial, like software people, all that, but no like marketing or advertising type people in there. I know they're going to get in there one day and I'm going to be there and I'm going to be talking to them heavy. Like,
I don't see marketing people like partying too much. That's the thing.
They actually do. That's the thing. They really do. It's just that
I know one
you
guy.
won't see it though.
Yeah.
You will never see it. That's the problem.
That's right.
Cause like the projects are based on like how fast they can work on them, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't always fall on the weekend. Like that could fall on like a Tuesday.
That's true.
Exactly. Like they're week. Like they don't really get weekends because they're working like almost 24 hours.
Yeah, trying to push the product or whatever.
Exactly. They gotta make a marketing package and everything, right?
Yeah.
I'm down for that. Like I like that shit. As long as you got a team of people like in the company or firm, I'm with it. Cause that's not a solo job. It shouldn't be a solo job.
For sure. But what do you think is the biggest threat for kids growing up right now?
Social media.
That's it.
There's others. Social media is just off the top.
What else? Because that's what we talked about. What else do you think is a threat to them? Because before social media, what was the threat to kids? Because we didn't always have social media.
Like us growing up, we didn't really have social media.
So the threat before social media was like probably what, drugs and shit.
Yes, but like that's been around for years.
Remember Racing Against Drugs? Did that touch you or no? Or was that before your time? There was a whole program called Racing Against Drugs.
I don't remember that shit. I don't think that was.
Yeah, I barely remember it, so that makes sense. But yeah, I guess so. That was a program.
None of that shit really affected me. Honestly, I don't even know what was before social media. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I'm thinking right now, it's like
you were raised in social media then, right?
Not really.
Technically, how old are you?
28.
Yeah, so we're not far apart, but technically we grew up in the social media age.
You're not wrong, but
like
not
we grew
like
up with like MSN,
not from like
Facebook.
day one.
Yeah, day one.
Yeah.
What, really?
You were there when Instagram was first.
I never.
And
Here's the thing.
YouTube.
I never used it.
Okay, it's not the fact that you
there.
used it, but you were still there.
Okay, fair. Okay,
Yeah, Instagram.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Because technically, if that's the case, you're talking about like usage, and then you're talking about like people older than us at the time who were probably about like 30 or 40. They would have been the first people because they had access to the cell phones and computers.
Right.
We were kids, so we
Right.
didn't have access. But technically,
Right.
we are the generation of social media.
Yeah.
At least the start.
like
of it.
we fall into the generation of that. Okay, yeah, I get that.
Right, Twitter. You were definitely around for Twitter.
Yeah,
Yeah, see. But I never used it, but technically I fall into that category.
fair.
But I think that's pretty accurate. Drugs, but drugs is still a problem now, so it's more like double now. So social media and
It's
drugs.
well past double. That shit quadruple.
Marketing too is all together. They're marketing drugs and social media. And
Marketing
it's
is definitely
huge.
a drug. I ain't gonna hold you. That is Okay, marketing.
Because that ties into social media, though.
Yeah, marketing of drugs and marketing of social media.
Marketing could be the greatest thing in the world, but it could be the worst thing in the world. It's literally like. It's so dangerously neutral. It's fucking scary. Cause like you can market whatever you want. As long as you know what you're doing.
I wouldn't consider it neutral. I'd consider it more of an evil than anything.
I see the good though.
Yeah, but like if you think about marketing, its main purpose is to essentially sell a product or service. To sell specifically, which means to make money.
Right, but I still see the good for it though.
Like what?
Because it's not like when it comes to marketing, it's not always a product. A lot
That's why I said service.
Yeah, exactly, service or also awareness. You can market awareness. There's a lot of things you can market.
But I feel like
How do you market awareness?
that doesn't work as much.
It's very strategic. Like there's
Let's hear it. If you got it.
I don't know if I got it per se, but like it's a lot. Like the best way I can see it is through music to market awareness. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Like a certain song, project, or like joint album, whatever.
Right.
Or like even like you get like a whole like the whole like record label comes together on some shit like Dreamville. Like there's a couple record labels, of course not well known and shit, but like they came together to spread awareness through an album.
Okay. So you mentioned Dreamville. What did they spread awareness to?
No, I excluded Dreamville.
Oh,
for that.
okay.
Yeah, no, because Dreamville kind of did it recently, right? They did it. They did it multiple times.
Yeah, because I've listened to Dreamville. I'm like, I don't know what their message is.
No, there's no real message, but the idea of what coming together is what I'm talking about. It's not them actually doing something with it.
Okay.
Yeah. But like, there's other record labels out there, of course, they're lesser known, but they've done like I have some songs on my Spotify with like known artists, but like you'll never find it. It's hard to explain. It's very hard to explain.
When you mean awareness, is it like awareness of brand, awareness of people, awareness of a certain cause?
So like if the first black president, you're saying that Jeezy's video to that and music to My President is Black, that would be good marketing for his campaign.
Oh, that's probably the best example.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
You haven't seen the
weren't
video?
paying attention.
I don't think so.
It's okay.
Is it like an actual song?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of songs around when Obama was doing his race for presidency. There was a lot of songs that came out that were like promoting and helping him. I think Jay-Z got it on it too.
Of course he did.
I didn't know that.
Open Letter.
Yeah.
I gotta look back into that.
Yeah, it's very interesting. But like for today's society, like,
Who do you think is the most famous Asian person?
her?
More directly to him.
I know,
obviously.
but like, what are you asking?
I feel like the most.
Because we say like
It's gonna be the most racist answer. It has to be like Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
Why was I thinking Jackie Chan?
See?
Yeah.
I was thinking that too, but I wanted you to say it.
Yeah. Definitely Jackie Chan.
Legit, right?
Yeah, I can't think of anyone else like.
Not Shang-Chi?
What's his name?
Simu
Lu?
Yeah, something like that.
No, I think when you
Before
think
that,
Asian,
Bruce Lee.
Asian guy, you definitely think Jackie Chan.
Yeah,
I think he's because he's just been around for so long and he's
Yeah,
been in so many
he's-
A
movies.
lot of people
consistent.
maybe for our age group,
No, I don't know.
not for the younger age group.
I can't imagine who
He's
it
probably a
would be for the.
TikToker or something.
Oh, that's a fact.
Yeah.
I can't imagine who it would be for like, for the younger generation. Like if you said like Asian YouTuber, the first person that would have came into my head was like was it Niga?
I knew you were gonna say that.
Because like
That How to Be Gangster video.
yeah.
Lord have mercy.
Oh, what a classic!
Don't watch it.
Watch it. I don't know. Like even if I was to think like culinary world, I'd think what's his name? Masimoto? No, Morimoto. Sorry, right?
The
But
blue hair dude.
nah, like old dude, slick back hair. Like he looks Japanese because he's Japanese.
Because he's Japanese.
Anyway.
But yeah, no. I can probably think of more famous black people than I can of famous Asian people.
That's
to be
completely
honest.
fair. Like, when it comes to entertainment, there's just way too many black people.
Yeah. I feel like there's a dark thing behind that.
Oh, we know.
I feel like there's something
We
dark
know,
behind
we
that.
know.
Like the way you said there's more black people in entertainment, I'm like,
Bro.
that sounds so wrong.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It just sounds so wrong.
Disagree? Blackness.
But then most people strive for that, no? To be in entertainment because of what it brings. So is it okay even though there's a dark...
The road is easy for entertainment.
Is it though?
Why do you think? Why do you say that?
It depends on what you're doing, though. So, like, it's still difficult, of course, but it's a lot easier It just depends on who you are as a person when it comes to entertainment. Like, for example, for music, we look at music, what kind of style of rap you got, or how's your cadence to this song, or what kind of project did you drop? Did it reach people, like, you know? It depends on your talent when it comes to entertainment.
I guess.
Yeah.
He asked a question before the podcast where correct me if I'm wrong. It was like what industry do you think needs more black people or somewhere along?
That's not what I said.
Isn't that what you said?
No.
What did you ask?
I don't remember saying anything like that.
I remember he
What
asked
industry needs more black people.
what industry needs more black people. Sorry, I swear it was that. Nah. Did you not ask that? Because I've been thinking about that in the back of my head and I couldn't.
That's
think
one of the topics. Yeah, I probably said it.
Because I can't think of it.
Professions that need more black people.
Then you must have said that.
You must. Sorry.
Yeah.
Why are you confusing us?
Shut up.
We all look the
I
same,
can't
right?
confuse you. He's like 4 feet taller than you.
Oh, shit.
Stop laughing! Stop laughing! Why are you laughing like that? Shut up!
Okay, anyways, I've been thinking about it. I can't think of one. Like maybe like business, but
why
like,
would you say?
No, there's plenty for business. There's a
not,
lot.
not that I see.
What is black people?
You're not looking.
I'm not looking for the black people in business now, am I?
Yeah, of course not.
I'm also not looking for black people in entertainment.
What?
What I'm saying is like they're there. I see them
I'm
more.
about to
there
say
than I
like
am.
the disrespect.
What I'm saying is like they're more in that
Let me
industry
get my crowbar.
in business, right?
But why do you feel black people? What do black people bring to the table that others don't? That you think that they need more
Greatness.
in the industry? Okay.
I don't know if you could just say that, but
Why not?
because you could say that about any culture.
Exactly.
Right.
So why was it just black people specifically?
Well, then I guess maybe you're
we're
saying that other people, other races are doing great things in that profession, but black people don't get the opportunity to do the same thing. Is that?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Okay.
The opportunities are not there when it comes to black people.
Is it not? It's not there specifically for black people because it's not given to them.
Yes. There's also other things to it, but that's one of the main ones. There's not that those opportunities
don't have the same opportunity as everyone else. There's nothing's really given to anyone.
Not only the opportunity, the education is not there.
I guess you can say it's not given, but
I think in some places.
Yeah, because I was gonna say in the business world, like it doesn't really matter about your credentials; it's who you know.
So that's business. So I'm talking like everything else.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about this because it's what I know.
That's completely.
But you can
fair.
say the same thing about like let's say the entertainment industry, right? Like if you know someone in the business, like I know a manager,
I don't see.
But then, like that person's never gonna be great. If he's not great to begin with, he's not gonna be great. He might be good, even though he's given the position.
Yeah.
Right. If you're given the position, doesn't mean you're gonna do a good job.
I don't always see entertainment as a profession. Like I get it as to why people like choose it, but I don't see it like as.
It's not your traditional profession, but it is a profession.
Exactly,
like actors.
Yeah, it's a job.
Yeah. Or dancing.
Entertain me, sir.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Right, or dancing.
That's what
Right.
I'm
Most
saying.
people wouldn't consider that your traditional profession, but in your eyes, it's a profession. No.
No, it absolutely is a profession.
You only consider it if you were like a stripper then, if to be a profession, because obviously a female stripper is a profession. It's not. So like for you, if you're like a male stripper, it'd be a profession for you.
I'm glad you went there. I was waiting for that.
This is a joke. Hey, it's a joke. This is a joke, pal.
Hey, man, I'm just putting words in the sentence.
This is a joke. Hey, don't steal my shit. The fuck?
I don't know. You're pretty comfortable around that metal bar, so I mean.
You sick? Ah!
If it went from the drywall to the floor, I think it'd be fine.
Oh, man.
I got nothing right now.
Jesus.
I think that was a good way to wrap this up.
Right.
Shut up! Oh, fuck that. Nah, we didn't even get to the sexual content yet.
There's sexual content.
Sex over, and what did I say again? What's it called? What did I say?
He's thinking about him stripping. That's what.
No, stop, you motherfucker. No.
He's like,
Why did you bring that up?
You're right, right?
And
I
why
can't
did
do
you
this.
think that? Fuck.
I don't judge, man. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do.
I mean, it's a judgment-free zone, but don't do that to me. The disrespect. Now I'm hurt. What was the last topic? I said it. I forgot.
You said something about sex, but
Sexual content or something.
So sexual content is pushed more than anything else.
because it's easier to sell.
Yeah, it sells. People care more about making
You think
money.
it's corrupting the world?
I think so. I think it dehumanizes people in a way, right? Like, for example, if you put like a T-shirt on a supermodel versus like your average looking woman, right? You're gonna think one T-shirt sells more over the other because of who it's on, right? Which also twists the minds of the other women around the world. It's like, oh, I should look like that,
Is
so
that
people can want
reality?
me. I think so.
Yeah,
Right.
people care more about
What do
money.
you think?
Yeah, people care more about money than like success or being like have values and
This is a question I'm going to keep asking other people on here because I want to see
feel like-
everyone else's opinion
I
on it.
think people are just getting bought out. Like, I'll give you X amount of dollars, and you do whatever I tell you to do, kind of thing.
Yeah, because like here's a controversial opinion that I have. Like everybody's a prostitute. You just sell different parts of your body.
That's fair.
You want to expand on
You
that?
can expand on that.
You want me to expand on that?
Go ahead.
So okay, so your typical prostitute sells, their
Box.
yeah, exactly, right, for money. You could have a surgeon who sells themselves for their knowledge and their precision with their hands.
I see where you're going.
Right, chef again, their knowledge of culinary and their precision with their hands. Soccer players with their agility and stamina, right? So
Yeah.
again, all
Selling a
prostitutes.
service.
Exactly, you're selling a service. You're selling a part of your body for money.
Our service.
So-
Our product, yeah. Yeah, but then I guess it comes down to like morals and values too, right? Because like, okay, if you're a good soccer player, you're selling your skill set, then that's fine, and I guess that's better than selling like your body physically.
But why is it better?
I guess that's the
like-
question.
yeah,
I think
so morally-
morally,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, well, you work that hard to perfect your craft and do something, and it's not hurting anybody. It's motivating people to be fit. It's like a positive thing that you're doing. It's a positive
We're
thing
going
that
back
you're
to like the top of the episode when it comes to fitness, though. 'Cause
right.
So what
you're
about-
motivating people to be fit and be positive?
Yes and no.
So what about porn stars who are most women are generally like pretty good looking and fit? Is that not selling the same positivity?
Hey,
And
yo,
health?
I ain't gonna lie.
It's not.
Yo, some of these porn
No,
stars
I'm
are
just-
sweet.
I'm
But
playing devil's
yeah,
advocate
I
Hey.
see that, but
What?
Some of these porn stars are kind of sweet. It's just sad to see them in porn.
oh my god. This
So
man
but like
wants to
so
marry
where do you draw the
Hey,
line?
hell no!
So where do you draw the line
I
where it's
wanna
like it's
marry
okay
you.
for this girl to be in porn but not this girl to be in porn?
Well, if you're fat,
So now we're body shaming.
why you gotta say that? You go. Why did I say that?
Like I
It's
could
not
put
about
it.
physical.
So
Why did I
Not
say
about
that?
physicality, but you're coming down like you're saying the services and your body parts. What you're doing is
Nah, I'm a-
positive.
nah, I'm a
if what you're doing
supervillain.
is positive,
I was about to go
it's
in,
better. If you're doing what you're doing is negative, is bringing people to do negative things and put harm to their body, then it's negative.
I probably gotta bleep that out.
Hold on. So how is porn negative, and how is it harmful to the people?
Well,
you
depending
can
on,
explain that.
I'm not. I don't say I have all the answers.
Yeah,
but
no.
I think the obvious is just the moral standards. If you are you don't even be religious to say that. Okay, giving your body parts to somebody else and let everyone else see, it's not necessarily the best thing to do.
Okay, so as a lesser
basically
extreme,
kinda danced
what about
around
what about models? They're technically selling their body parts, not to the same degree, but they are technically selling.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they,
but-
no, they are.
But if you're
It's the same degree.
but if you're a
The
model,
doodle contract.
Anyway, let the man speak.
Go ahead, I'll
Let the
explain.
man
if you're a model, then what are you modeling then? Depending on the model. If you're modeling something that is positive and it gives back to the planet Earth, then it's a good thing.
Why
If
you
you're,
look
mo-
at me for
Yeah,
planet
no,
Earth?
I-
if you're modeling something,
What did I
that-
do?
if you're modeling something like the devil is the greatest person alive, then that's what you're modeling. You chose to do that,
Yeah.
right? If you're feeling that's something that's positive, that's something you want to push, that's something that's your choice.
So someone, let's say a lady who is modeling, I don't know, off the top of my head, like this cup of coffee. Would it be equally more or less moral than someone who is modeling, let's say, bras and panties?
Well, I believe females need bras and panties, so
Yeah.
I don't think it's necessary. I guess it would be the context at that point.
Yeah.
The funny thing is that might be more moral than the bras and panties.
Well,
Why
what
would
makes
it be? Why would it be
moral?
more moral? It might be
Well, you
less
need
moral.
underwear.
You said that backwards, I think, man.
Did I?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you need bra and panties.
Bra
You don't
and
necessarily need a couple.
Oh,
of
okay, yeah,
yeah.
then I was backwards. Yeah, man, you need the bra and panties. The
Yeah,
coffee's
so
bullshit.
depending on the context.
Mm-hmm.
Well, interesting topic still, because there's just a lot to it.
Well, there's a lot to it to all of these topics, right? It really depends on
Like,
who you're speaking to and the rabbit hole you go down to.
That's a fact. And at the same time, it's like, do you want to bring evidence to the conversation? Like, data, statistics, just straight facts? There's nothing, because if you do, then each topic could be like an hour or so.
You can, but like it, right? Like, how are you gonna prove it? Because like facts is only based on this like the sample that you're given, right?
Fair.
Right, like we just had a side discussion how like bench press is overrated, but I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of papers out there that say bench press is the greatest.
Nah, we're
just
fading
saying.
out of it. I know what you're saying. I know
Yeah.
what you're saying. But we know what people are fading out. It's ego.
Yeah.
Ego lifting.
So to go back to your original questions, like was it why sex sells?
Yeah.
Right.
yeah. Shit. Nah, that... Fuck. But yeah, these porn stars are kind of sweet.
I'm not saying they're not. I mean, obviously, I'd look at someone who's prettier than someone who's not prettier.
I'm not showing no examples. So
I'm not
get
showing
that out of your
examples. No, I don't want to see your examples.
head. What? No.
I
What
don't
do you
want to see your
mean?
examples.
Just one porn up.
Listen, I don't want to see no Chris Brown, okay? Or no Chris Brown lookalike. That's all I'm saying.
What are you talking about?
Oh my god.
Are you good? I'm talking about the women.
Oh.
Oh, you're making that clear now.
Okay. I'm glad you made that clear. Thanks.
I don't.
Bye. I'm done here. Y'all fucking pissed me off. It's been real. It's been another episode. Fuck these guys, bro. What the fuck is wrong with you, man? Piss me
We
the
gotta get
fuck
more
off.
people here because I want to make them make fun of Randy more.
No, stop. Hey! I'm gonna stop making fun of you. But I can't do no racist shit. Fuck.
I haven't done any racist thing. I like how that's how you lean on is the race.
I'm not a racist. Okay? Fuck. Piss me off. Like I'm trying to do good here, fam. What's wrong with this guy? Piss me off, bro. Why you gotta do that?
I ain't done nothing.
Cut it, bro.
Leave me alone.
I'm just putting words into sentences.
Yo, hey, we're done here. It's been a wrap. It's been another episode. Why do I keep saying it? It's been another pod. You know, we're done. Get out, man. Fuck it.
Was the last episode this hectic too?
No.
It was a little bit more calm.
It was super calm, actually.
It was great, actually. I'm not gonna lie. The last episode was kind of great. The episode before that was all your fault.
Cut it. Because like
All right, we're out. Done. Bye. Fucking hell, bro. You see you.
a little bit of comedy.
Piss me off.